Welcome to an alternate world where humans live amidst gruesome monsters. It is a world that's faced widespread peril multiple times over, and its residents, both humankind and creatures, have already gotten used to a repetitive state of oncoming Armageddon. We enter this world at a convenient time too, because there currently happens to be a tear between multiple dimensions. Demons are able to travel through unchecked and wreak their havoc across the land. In the middle of this all stands a ninja, Lo Wang. Yeah, he's a ninja, though he doesn't look the part at first glance, does he? I'm more used to ninjas like this. I've grown up watching classic martial arts movies, and I consider movies like Ninja in the Dragon's Den to kind of set the standard. But don't let his appearance deceive you. He's the real deal, lightning fast and highly skilled with blades and athletics. The world he lives in has also developed quite differently from ours. Technological weaponry as well as magic-infused or demonic weapons are commonplace. Therefore, Lo Wang has modernized his ninja style to include firearms in a big way. He'd be happy to introduce you to his Way of the Wang style and talk to you about the size of his gun and the ballistics involved with shooting it. Be prepared for a lot of gutter humor. It's one of those games that doesn't take itself too seriously when it comes to characters and plot. So, we'd best get to the parts that the game does take seriously. First-person, hard-hitting gunplay and hack-and-slash action mixed with fast-paced, high-flying acrobatics befitting a master ninja. Not to mention the dizzying amount of customizations this game provides to shape up the gameplay to your liking. Let's take a look at the difficulty settings first. There's 4 basic difficulty levels, but for those who want a real challenge, there are insanity levels which make the game nearly unplayable in the sense that one hit from pretty much anything will straight up destroy you. I chose to go with the recommended setting +1. Now, the first choice is whether to go for a more melee or gun-oriented gameplay style. If you go for guns, there's still definitely more close quarters combat, but also some chances for picking off targets from mid to long range. Surprisingly, even if you go with a more melee oriented style, you won't have to always get up close and personal with the enemies. There are weapons and magical abilities which allow you to strike about mid-range with slightly reduced effectiveness. This time around I chose to dig deep into the gun-related abilities. When you level up, you can spend skill points into making Lo Wang more powerful, with special attacks, elemental damage bonuses, survival and movement related skills, as well as ammo and healing related abilities. The magic powers in this game are cast using a sort of a mana pool called Chi, which replenishes slowly over time by being picked up from enemies that drop it, or by getting some per kill as you defeat enemies, depending on how you have customized your character. The elemental damage bonuses like fire, for example, are kind of optional, but I find them to be the quickest, most devastating way to take down opponents if you got nimble fingers and a keen eye. See, you can set up dedicated weapons for the 4 elemental types in the game: fire, frost, acid and electric. When you see an enemy that appears to be on fire, just quickly swap to a weapon that has its damage converted 100% to frost and bring down the temperature. You can also customize weapons to be maximum effective dedicatedly against small enemies, large enemies, or elites and bosses. Naturally, explosives have a bigger area of effect, making them ideal for clearing out groups of small enemies, while bullet weapons hit only one target at a time unless you set them up for piercing shots. Now we've gotten started, but there's more. You can customize each weapon on the fly with 3 upgrade items. They're collected from defeated enemies, and they can modify your weapons to have features like increased fire rate, critical chance, critical damage, ammo saving, which causes some of your fired shots to not expend ammo from your clip, or even faster reloading times. In addition, you can even add customizations that change the way weapons work completely. You can make changes like multiply the amount of projectiles fired with one shot, cause the shots to split in flight, dual-wield weapons, or even turn a weapon into a turret which you can just throw down to rain destruction while you swap to another weapon and continue fighting. These are just some examples, because we'd be at it all day if I tried to list a completely mind-boggling amount of potential combos. You get better upgrades as drops from enemies when the game progresses, and towards the end of the game you can do things like make a weapon convert its damage fully to one element with just one of its 3 upgrade slots being used, so you can apply further customizations on top of it. One of my personal favorites is the charge up shot. It's amazingly useful in shotguns, grenade launchers and rocket launchers. You can literally blow your enemies to pieces. The enemies usually have a critical spot, like headshots for humanoid opponents, which deal additional damage. On top of this, the enemies have a chance of losing limbs, making them less effective in combat, so keep an eye out for chances of cutting off arms or legs. Gruesome, dude. All of this requires some careful aiming, of course, and this game is not very forgiving as far as accuracy goes. Check this out, I botched this fight completely. He's feeling like a Matrix agent right now. Oh well, he was, I guess. Also, sometimes the biggest, most hard-hitting shots miss by like a millimeter, like this armpit shot. Damn, that was close. Other times you're completely sure your reticle is dead center in the middle of your opponent, but somehow you still miss. Damn! Missing shots feels especially bad, because not only is ammo pretty scarce to find, it's also super expensive to buy from the weapons shop. Oh yeah, that's right, the friendly town in the game has an arms dealer and a sort of melee weapons and mystic stuff vendor. Here's a little trick if you want to go for a pure gun playstyle. Upgrade your ammo capacity and vary your gun choice as much as possible, like try to run out of all ammo types at the same time, you know? That's when you take a little break from the main quest and travel around the different zones in the game that you can teleport to, looking for an ammo shrine. This glorious buff tower refills your entire ammo capacity for all ammo types, free of charge. Now you get to spend all the money you saved on some sweet merchandise from the weapons shop. There's more ways to spend money later on in the game by combining and modifying the upgrades to be more suited to your playstyle. You will run out of money several times over, so every little saving counts. By the time you have all these upgrades and tricks figured out, you're going to wish the game would allow for more than 8 simultaneous weapon slots that you can swap between. Always try to have the right tool for the job, as they say. I want to introduce some of the enemy types you'll meet along the way. There's a few different types of large melee fighters, of which my favorite is the Warlord type. They're berserkers that rush after you unrelentingly and hit really hard. There's also mists that can appear and disappear repeatedly, leaving you confused as you try to guess which direction they're coming from next. Dolls. Yeah, that's what they're called. Spinning death bots that can block your bullets and fling their bladed fans towards you. Oh yeah, and ass hats that blow up in your face. I don't actually know what their name is, but they're so annoying I've decided to name them ass hats. There's small ass hats, big ass hats, burrowing ass hats, and even elemental ass hats flying around everywhere. Have mercy. Save me from the ass hat apocalypse. While we're introducing stuff, say hello to my little friend, the minigun. It's probably my favorite weapon in the game. It deals super heavy damage, but runs out of ammo rather quick. I wish you could dual wield this beast, but that's not an option that's available for some unfathomable reason. I guess the fun would last about 10 seconds anyway before you'd need to go looking for more Gatling ammo. This game is simply awesome, with atmospheric Asia-themed music that blends together with heavy metal, beefy sound effects, and more one-liners than you can shake a katana at. The best experience has been playing the game in co-op. Yeah, the campaign has been designed to be fully playable with friends online. There's even co-op specific upgrades you can apply to your character that help the whole team out. Whether in co-op or as a solo campaign, I'm definitely looking forward to the next time I get to sharpen my blades and